Breaking. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi is facing a growing internal revolt and mounting criticism from within her own administration and conservative base, raising questions about her leadership at the Department of Justice under President Trump. After months of controversy over high-profile investigations and personnel decisions, criticism from political allies and career lawyers alike suggests deep fractures within the Justice Department. Critics argue that Bondi's handling of sensitive cases and legal strategies has sparked dissatisfaction among colleagues and conservative influencers, leading to calls for significant changes in DOJ leadership. At the center of the backlash is the perception that Bondi has not aggressively pursued political prosecutions and key investigations demanded by parts of the Trump base and senior officials. According to recent reporting, President Trump has privately complained to aides about Bondi's performance, arguing that she has been ineffective in advancing his priorities, such as pursuing cases against political opponents and managing high-profile matters. These tensions have fueled speculation that her position may be increasingly precarious. Conservative media figures and prominent right-wing influencers have also joined the chorus of criticism. Some commentators have publicly called for Bondi's removal, describing her approach to certain legal matters, including decisions regarding the release of sensitive files and prosecutorial discretion, as insufficiently forceful. Their comments reflect broader dissatisfaction with what they characterize as DOJ missteps under her leadership, adding pressure from outside the government. One major flashpoint for critics has been Bondi's management of the Epstein files matter. After previously suggesting that a list of associated names was on her desk, Bondi and the DOJ later confirmed that such documents did not exist, leading to accusations that she misled the public and overpromised results. Influencers like Megyn Kelly and others have sharply criticized Bondi, suggesting that this undermined trust among Trump supporters and conservative audiences. The backlash isn't limited to external voices. Inside the Justice Department, an unprecedented number of firings and resignations has created an atmosphere of fear and instability among veteran prosecutors and career staff. According to recent reporting, more than 230 DOJ lawyers, agents, and other employees have either been fired or resigned during 2025 alone, many in units dealing with prosecution and civil rights work. Critics warn that this turmoil has weakened institutional expertise. In some cases, prosecutors have objected to DOJ decisions and resigned rather than participate in certain investigations, particularly around controversial matters like the federal probe into the fatal IC shooting in Minneapolis. Those resignations and subsequent firings of some who attempted to quit have caused sharp internal divisions and prompted some staff to openly question direction from the top leadership. Internal dissent has also been highlighted by reports of disagreements among top DOJ officials. In past coverage, news outlets reported tension between Bondi and other senior law enforcement leaders over legal strategies and public messaging. While the White House has at times downplayed these differences, analysts see them as symptomatic of deeper managerial challenges. Some factions within the DOJ and MAGA movement have suggested structural and leadership changes, saying that Bondi's tenure has been marked by inconsistent prioritization of cases and mixed legal outcomes. Critics argue that the Justice Department under her leadership has lacked clear direction, particularly on politically consequential investigations. Beyond personnel and prosecution concerns, Bondi has faced public backlash for controversial statements, including remarks about targeting hate speech in legal contexts that many constitutional scholars condemn as legally inaccurate. Critics from conservative media and legal commentators said these comments showed a misunderstanding of First Amendment protections, further eroding confidence among her base. Meanwhile, lawmakers have also increased oversight pressure. Some members of Congress have threatened legal action over Bondi's handling of highly anticipated documents related to the Jeffrey Epstein investigation, arguing that parts of the government's files have not been fully released as required. These threats, coming from both Republican and Democratic lawmakers, underscore growing political scrutiny. The combination of internal DOJ departures, public criticism from media figures, and private complaints from President Trump has led some Washington insiders to describe the situation as a leadership crisis at the Justice Department. Sources say morale is low among career prosecutors and agents, who are confronting what they see as a politicized environment. Supporters of Bondi within the administration emphasize her loyalty to the president and her efforts to implement his policy goals. They argue that many of the changes at DOJ are necessary to reshape the department in line with the administration's priorities, and that public criticism is to be expected in highly partisan times. However, even some allies acknowledge that constant controversy makes leadership more difficult. Some legal analysts believe that the public revolt reflects broader challenges in the Trump administration's legal strategy, including balancing aggressive prosecutions with maintaining institutional legitimacy. Bondi's critics argue that repeated reversals, delayed disclosures, and internal conflicts have made DOJ appear reactive rather than strategic. The Justice Department's internal turmoil also appears tied to broader fights over federal policy and direction. Bondi's emphasis on political targets and controversial prosecutions has drawn ire from some career lawyers who warn that efforts to use the DOJ for partisan ends may undermine public trust and invite legal challenges. Observers note that how Bondi responds to this revolt could shape the future of the Justice Department. Some predict she may attempt to consolidate authority by reshuffling leadership, tightening control over messaging, or doubling down on key legal battles. Others see the possibility of her being sidelined if internal pressure continues to grow. For critics, Bondi's fate may hinge on whether she can restore confidence and demonstrate effective legal leadership in the face of high-stakes national issues, including ongoing political prosecutions, immigration enforcement controversies, and oversight of extremist investigations. As the revolt intensifies, reactions from the public and political circles remain sharply divided. While some see Bondi's resilience as evidence of her commitment to the administration's agenda, others view the backlash as a sign of widespread dissatisfaction that could have long-term implications for DOJ credibility and independence. In conclusion, Attorney General Pam Bondi faces a significant internal revolt driven by DOJ staff departures, political criticism, and questions from both allies and adversaries alike. As scrutiny continues across media and government, her leadership and the stability of the Justice Department will likely remain a central topic in national political discourse.